That was quite profound. This is really profound. That the northern parts of Nigeria actually championed education at the time.
Let's trash this.
So, B,
Yeah, I was saying I fundamentally don't agree with that. So, like the conclusion that their cultures are intrinsically low knowledge driven, and
No,
that's
not
right.
no knowledge. Go on.
So
I'm not
I don't
saying
know.
no
That's
knowledge.
how
Let
I
me explain.
understand it.
Let me explain it. Right?
Mm,
Let me give you context. Before Western education, before Christianity, before anything, right? It's not like the cultures in Nigeria were not educated, right? Like, it's not like we
mm,
didn't do science or we didn't do math. Because, like, how
mm,
do we now deal with money and buying and selling? We did math, we
mm,
did education. A lot of us did science. That's why they are
mm,
herbalists and babalawo and all of that.
mm,
That is education in itself. What I'm saying is that they're anti-Western education, which is different. It's like how people can be okay with medicine, but are anti-Western medicine. It doesn't mean that they have low IQ or lack of knowledge or lack of interest in knowledge. No, it's just that their preference is that they don't want to deal with westernized education slash medicine. Because even
yeah.
the westernized education did steal a lot of things from Islam, Persia,
Mm-hmm,
Mali.
mm-hmm,
It's a group of plenty stolen artifacts, basically. That's what we call westernized education.
yeah.
They are saying they
No,
want to
so
stay pure. They don't want to mix all of these things that Western people have gathered together and say it's education.
me, I don't. That's
so
so
what?
okay.
So
So we
what? How
kind
are
of
they?
agree.
So how are they being educated? Because if,
That's the thing. Are you saying that if you don't go to school, you are not educated?
of course, you're not actually, but if we're saying that from places like Mali, Ghana, the Sahel region, we already had
Mm-hmm.
what we call STEM today:
Mm-hmm.
mathematics, archaeology, um, architecture,
Technology education,
technology
mathematics,
education,
science.
Mm-hmm.
and those sorts of things. Whether in whatever language, however it was put forward, how are
Mm-hmm.
they now imbibing those thought processes? Those How are they imbibing it today? Since
How
they
did
don't
you
want.
think your parents imbibed it? Because you forgot that the way Africa does knowledge is not by writing and going to school. It's by passing it down from somebody. It's folklore. They will tell you the story of it. They will explain it to you. You will learn the trade of your father.
If the Sahelians are talking about scholarships and having schools, so it wasn't a pass
It's
down
not
from
school in the way
family.
that you think it is. Though. I don't know what you think it is. You think they had a
Wait,
building where they went to school?
I don't understand.
You
yes,
think that this
no,
Of
education that we're
course,
practicing now is
that
what they
is
were
yes,
what
doing?
the school
no,
is
Okay.
now.
yes, no.
That's all right.
No, so see,
I agree.
this is how I understand it. How I understand this is these cultures were basically the bedrock of African education. The more southern civilizations were not known for high education and higher learning and others. So all those Sahelian cultures, the Kanem and Bornu
For no.
Empire, those
Mm-hmm.
places that Islam kind of focused on because these places were important. So we have to capture these places. Those were the places of higher learning. Now, Islam captures those places and those cultures of higher learning continue until the Westerners come, right?
Mhm.
Now, when the Westerners come, the forcing of lingua franca and all those things, that's where I kind of agree with you, where you say Western education. So now the meeting with the Westerners forces those cultures don't use Islam to teach knowledge, right? You have to
Don't
use
use
English.
Arabic.
Do you get? So still use Arabic, sorry. So that's
But the
where it
number
started
system was in
whittling
Arabic.
down. No, no, no. I mean in terms of education, in terms of how the
Mhm.
education is passed down, right? But my point is still, yes, this is what the country was doing, but you still have the leadership. Like in history, the leaders, it said that I just checked one small, it's not even deep research. If you just check this on ChatGPT, you can see the rulers were the first investors in higher learning, the first investors in scholarship. So you can see that from
Recipients of higher
historically,
learning,
yes,
not
from
investors.
history, I mean, like the people that are encouraging and driving the higher learning, right? That
Okay.
the people that are pushing the capital into the higher learning. So my thing is, so it means that historically their leadership pursued higher learning. So now something has changed. The cultures that we see today, the likes of this guy that did 1,500 weddings, has gone away from that historical thing that they were known for. Has said
So when you
they
say
must
things
be
like higher learning, are you
uneducated.
saying Western higher learning? Because that's the
Yes.
It doesn't
difference.
have
It's
to.
not that when
No,
I say
It
Western
no,
doesn't
learning, it's
have
not
to
that they
be
taught it in English. Oh.
Western. So
hold
what do
on.
you
So
mean
how
by
do you know
Western?
that they
What
are
makes
not
Hold
it
on.
doing
Western?
When
What
they
education?
makes it Western?
when I'm
I
saying
am
Because it's being
saying
when
Western.
I'm
because it's
saying
being
when
spoken in English makes it
That's why I'm
hold
saying
on.
Western.
that Western education is not English. That's not the definition of
No,
Western
So
education.
please
but
explain what
when they were
Western
known
education.
to be the higher learning centers of the world, right?
Mhm.
There's even some talk that the Greek came down to Africa and got some knowledge from the African Sahelian civilizations and then took that back. And that's the bedrock of all your Judeo-Christian science
By the
and
way, it's not the whole of the
Ancient,
Sahel
ancient
Africa.
Egypt. You're right. Ancient Egypt.
yeah. So
Egypt, yes.
my thing is
Mali,
when
yes.
they were
Sudan,
popular
yes.
for higher learning, they were not learning in English. They were
Mhm.
learning in Arabic,
So what
which
makes you
they
think they're
can
not
do
learning
today
in
still.
Arabic now? That's my
No,
point. Like,
they're
what
not.
is giving you the confidence
They're
that they're
not.
not
Why
learning
is
in
it? Why?
What
Arabic?
is the
The
connection
result,
between
the
a
results
wedding
that we see.
and learning?
Hold on. Tiara is asking a specific question. She's saying, what makes you think they're not learning in Arabic?
Mhm.
The results, the
What? Okay,
society that they live in
but the
is telling
society
me
in the
that they're not
West
learning
that
in
also
anything.
have no, because that's not fair. It's not like, oh, there's a particular depreciation of knowledge in the North that is not seen in the South. Even people that have Western education are equally not having critical thinking. There's a that whole thing
No, but
is
not to the
not a
extent that the government is doing 1,500 weddings and you have
1,500
55
wedding
year
is not
olds.
a it's not an educational problem. That's what I'm saying.
It's
It's not
not.
in the educational.
It's not.
No, it's a cultural
It's
thing.
culture. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to explain, that they're
It's
two separate
cultural.
things. Let me explain. Let me explain it again. Let me explain it again. It's like how you're educated, you understand science, you understand how gravity works, you understand how Archimedes' principle works, yet you believe that you just walked on water. Are you going to now say that, oh, okay, how is it possible that these people that came up with education and believe in science and STEM also believe that somebody can walk on water?
But
Let's
those
be
are two different
realistic.
things.
Those
But
are
those
no,
are
they're
two
not.
different things.
They're
They
not.
are.
It's
So
You
They're
not
cannot
two different
so.
be.
things.
Okay.
here's what you see. You're
They're two
saying that
different things that the
I'm not.
fact of my education allows me to
No,
separate them
no.
mentally when
I
I'm
think you're
engaging
biased.
the world.
You're
Who is the you,
biased.
please? You need to be calling names.
You're biased, and you're looking at it from your southern Christian perspective. And I'm not saying that I totally agree with that. For me, I'm like, why? But for them, because I'm saying it like because I've read some things, I've seen some comments that come from people who are northerners, and I'm like, okay, I kind of see what you guys say. So for them, because for most people, my religion and God comes first. Every other thing is secondary. So for them, from a religious perspective, it is right that widows should be married. It is right for spinsters and young women to be married so that they don't fall into fornication, right? You might argue about, oh, but what's a 75-year-old doing with a 17-year-old? But that too can be answered by their own religion. So that's why I say marrying of 1,500 women is populism. It's their own way of massaging that cultural and religious kink,
Expectations.
yes, of their people. It has nothing to
Okay.
do with education. I would rather education was what they channeled resources to, not this kind of populist, because they do stuff like that now.
Hold on.
So wait. Let me ask
The
you a
question I would
question.
have for Smokey is,
yes.
so how come that you, all of us in this chat, right, we're
Now,
able to allow the education that we have, like we're able to juxtapose those two things. I have faith and I have the education, and the education allows me to function in a different way. Like, how
If we
come you
you know
deny
again, I
them
out of
told
this
the
you that like
right?
culture
out of
and
the
religion.
1,500 people there, the 1,500 couples, how if well, it's hard to say, but do you think those people are educated up to, I don't know, let's say university level? If it did a random census, do you
Probably
think there'll
not.
be more than 100?
You're right.
Say,
Probably not.
that's my point.
Probably.
So therein lies that lack of
You people's
what we call
values are
And
education.
different.
that's why I
That's
say
the problem. Your values are
it's
different.
populism. It's populism. This is my own way of taking care of the poor amongst me and scoring
How are you
political
taking care
points.
of them when they
Well, you're
have
giving
No,
them
no,
a
no.
100,000 naira. You're giving a woman a husband and a roof over
Mm.
her head. You're doing the Lord's
Ta-
work, or you're
Taking
doing
care of
God's
them
work.
And
when you're the creator of their situation. You're
to
the
the
like
poor, to the yeah,
I'm
that's
like
one.
engine. You're the engine room
Yes,
of
you are.
their plight.
To
But
the
again,
to the to the
all of
poor.
our leaders are the engine room of all of our plights. Like the reason
yes,
why you're
we
working till
realize
70 is
it. No, we
because
And we're
your
not
government is
realize
There's
also
it.
supporting.
relativity
No,
now.
but like
There's
you can't
relativity.
say that okay, because they are the cause of their plights now, they should not do the Lord's work that the people want them to do. Again, your values are different. The way you value education is not the same way your
no,
values are
the
you can't
problem,
judge somebody's
Different
values.
values.
Tiara,
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold
Tiara,
on.
the
Hold on.
problem is that the problem here is that they are going to create more poor, more uneducated
Yes.
people, and this
Exactly.
Yes, they
cycle
would.
continues.
Exactly.
That
Yes,
is the problem.
Exactly. That's why I
yes.
say it's populism. That's why I
I,
term it populism. It's
I
their
Exactly.
can see.
own,
What I
you
said
know.
from the beginning was my problem with this thing is that it is these same leaders that are creating the situation where there's somebody whose engagement with knowledge is not able to pull him out of being a victim of welfare to a 1,500 group wedding. Do you get that's the
I
fundamental
think,
problem is those societies are being created by the
yeah,
ruling
Yeah,
to,
But
to,
elite.
to, to have this army of
you know that
poor people who will do your bidding.
It's not
I think
it's
the
not
only way to
culture.
so
That
I
no,
my
think
you know
thing
the
that
is
only
like
it's
way
not
regardless
to
of
culture.
this wedding of 1,500 people, they will still merge together and have baby. Like this doesn't change the amount of people that will be born.
yeah,
but
but when
I
it's
hope
it's
you
state
not.
realize.
sanctioned
It's
like this,
but
when
it
it's state sanctioned, like, well, I'm looking for solutions. I think the only solution is if you can somehow convince the top spiritual leaders from Saudi Arabia who don't see this as to come and see these people and say, look, what the hell are you people doing? That they might listen to those people because they can't say they are more religious than those Saudi Arabian folk.
So the
And
people
if
in
those
the
people,
US that started
Let,
Protestant church and people in the UK that
let me
started
read
church,
something
when they see the things
when
that we do
she's
in
done.
Nigeria church, do they come
Mhm.
and say, "Oh, go and bring them from
No,
Rome
no,
and
no,
tell
no,
them
no.
that don't be
The
sucking demons
difference,
out of someone's breast"?
no,
What did you say?
What are you
again,
saying?
education, education,
That's
or
the
lack of,
fundamental
or lack
point
of,
that I'm trying to make.
or lack of.
is it
If
you're
you
deliberately not
it will
trying
be
to get
to see
the fact
a
No,
that
you
these
know the
people are
to
problem.
not
see
Let me
being
tell
this.
you the problem.
educated?
Let me tell you the problem. Let me tell you the problem.
Mhm.
See, I'm the only person here that stayed in the north. I 100% understand where they are. 1 billion% of that. Like if we get another northern around the call, I promise you they will understand it. And again, because I stayed in the south and my parents are southerners, I can see why this is mind blowing for you.
Jarring
It's
for
like
us,
when it's
yes.
jarring, it's
So
like,
therefore
oh
they're
my
not supposed to
god.
be educated and they're good
You
with
No,
it.
don't
See,
understand it.
but
I'm
they have
giving you the
educated
context
people. They have
to why
educated
they
I
are
people.
the way
actually
they are. People
understand.
should not
See,
fight me. It's not me.
let me
No,
ask.
I'm to
This
be honest,
part,
it's
I mean,
really
but like,
interesting what
I
you're
want to
saying.
say this right so that I don't come off as hating another. Okay, but I will find a way to say. I'm reading something here. It says Islamic principles supporting mass weddings, facilitating marriage nikah in Islamic jurisprudence is a highly recommended prophetic tradition. Facilitating it for those
Exactly.
who are struggling helps preserve moral standards within a community. So
How
that's
many
their
times has it been
belief.
done in Saudi? Please, can you check?
Brother, I don't know about you
No,
can
now
check.
please
I
check
can
now
check too.
because please
Okay.
check now. How many times has it been done in Saudi? Because you can't be more
I think
religious than the
we're
people that
kind of
own
all
the
saying the
religion.
same thing, eh?
but
But
like, we are
I
No,
more
feel
we're not
like
all
religious than the
saying
Tiara.
the
people that
same
own the
thing. No,
religion.
we're not all saying the same thing because some people here are
No, no,
like,
no. So
you don't need
we
education.
understand. No, no, no.
So
No, really,
mass
They're
some
not
people
weddings
here are
saying
saying
that.
are
that.
They're not
a
saying that.
highly praised and deeply rooted charitable tradition in Saudi Arabia,
How many times
organized
has it
to
done?
help low-income couples overcome the high financial barriers of marriage. They can cost up to 100,000 Saudi riyals, and due to steep dowries, venue rentals, and catering, the government and various local charities step in to sponsor large collective celebrations. Over the
Even
last
that.
few decades, tens of thousands of young Saudi men and women have participated in these mass weddings, which have
Even that.
evolved into
Even
massive
that is not
star-studded
comparable.
national events.
Even this is not comparable. They say hundreds of thousands of Saudi riyals. What's that to $730 that they are giving these people in Kano? Waiting
Roger.
be that.
That's the thing. So if I would have I would expect that you do other things for your citizens to empower them. But this is where they are scoring
Which is the
political.
whole point. The whole point
uh
is they
Because they
cannot
are
be
like, okay, we
empowered
are doing
because you need
sadaka,
them
which is
to
in
be
in
open
the
to this
Quran
Nikal
or
dashing.
something, you know.
So
So
basically,
there are people, they are not at fault. What they are doing is the right thing.
if it's a
That's why I say
I
religion
we
backed
might
agree.
be
stuff, then we
biased.
I
are
agree.
screwed now.
I agree.
Not
You
a
I
say
mean,
what?
religion,
If
it's a religion and cultural
It's
bias.
religion and
both,
cultural bias.
yes, if
It's
it's
Yes.
if those
which affects
if
everybody.
that twin-headed, not dragon, if that
Like,
twin-headed thing backs it, then we are screwed on that aspect.
oh, is it just now
You
you're realizing it? I'm confused as to when you thought that we're not screwed. Like, constantly,
No,
large
we're
condom.
always looking for we're always looking for the positives and the way forward.
Let's not
But
be
if
lying to
this is
ourselves. We already knew this is where we were. We've always known that this is where we were.
okay, we know so what's the way forward? We should go and all sleep now, since there's no way
No,
forward.
you can separate the country since people's values cannot align.
So here's the thing. I know where you're going to. You're saying there are countries like Turkey that I'm fully, probably 99% Muslim. There's
Uh-huh.
Dubai.
Mhm.
There are all these other countries that are
Yes.
progressing technologically, economically, and all that.
and they have the
Yes.
same
And they
cultures, the
have the
same
same
religion.
culture and
No, they
religion.
have the same
Why?
religion, not the same
Okay,
Same
culture.
they
religion.
have the same religion. So why are we like this, and why are they like that?
Like that.
I know
Yes.
that's the question you want to ask, and I
That
would,
is the question.
and that's where,
Especially,
in
especially, let me
the
add
past, I
something
would
to
have
you. Let me
answered
add
it
something to your
from my
support.
perspective, but
Let me
after
add something
listening
to
to
that for
more
me.
people from that region, I no longer answer. I'd rather they come and say it as
Which one you did? Are they
AKA,
here? They're
we
not
must
here
get
now.
another now on this pod.
well,
That's all.
I don't know. That's
They are
why we
not
had
here.
No,
Tiara. We
but
had Tiara to speak.
look
That's
at
why I'm looking at
Burkina
people.
Faso today. Look at Burkina Faso today, advancing technologically. It's the same culture with northern
It's
Nigeria.
not the same
No,
culture.
no,
I'm
it
tired of
is the
No,
explaining it.
same
It's
It's
not the
culture.
same
similar. It's similar. It's
culture.
not
So
the
no,
same.
okay.
It's
And
not.
it's not
Potato,
the same time.
potato.
The
The
same
It's
similar,
see,
they
not
let me
potato,
they
let
potato.
me
implement
They
the
are
ask this
not
same
the question.
close.
language and they
Do you know
align
that
with them.
the brand of Islam practiced in northern Nigeria is not the same practiced in Niger?
see, the truth of the
They are
matter
basically
is
two brands of
whether
Islam, actually.
the truth of the
They are
matter
basically
Uh,
just two brands
is
of no, they are
Ours is
basically
more,
two brands
Nigeria's
of
own
Islam.
is more
Sunnis and
I'm
conservative.
not
what's the
making the
second
ring.
one?
Nigeria does
Wahab,
Wahhabism.
Wahhabi.
Wahhabism is more
So
conservative.
So the truth of the matter is we're saying the same thing. Culture, no culture, all it takes to reverse this is a certain if you have the right leadership that would
Certain
drive
amount
people
of
in that,
education. That's all.
the right leadership that will drive people in a preferred direction. And if that happens for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, all this story we're talking will be reversed. And that's how you build your culture. That's it, basically.
Which is exactly what we're saying. We're saying,
Yeah,
see, this is the problem with these people. We understand
leadership.
the faith, we understand the
They are our
faith,
faith.
but the
No, they
culture
are.
wasn't always like it is today. There
Exactly.
was a
If
time
you
That's
where
the
the
Google,
thing.
culture
if you
was
Google,
different. These same communities were different.
if you
So
Google
we're saying, what now
educational
caused it
strides,
to change from that highly touted
Advanced
culture
mhm,
that it was before to what it is today? That's what
leadership
I'm
or
saying.
lack
You
of.
might have a romantic recollection of the culture. Maybe that's
It's not
not how
about
this
romantic.
culture
It's in the books,
was
man.
in the
It's
Oh,
not
but
about
books
you are
in
you are
romantic.
northern
you are you
Nigeria.
are adding Mali and northern Nigeria and assuming they're the same people. I'm shocked. Have you not met a Malian? Like a person from Mali? They're not the same
Come
people,
on
though. They're
now.
not the same
I said
culture.
Sahelian cultures.
The
Wait,
Thailand culture is so huge. It's like saying that like oh African cultures. It's so
but they, but
huge. They are
but
not the same
it's a
people.
regional. So it was a
But you
regional
do
thing.
know
But they're
that,
not the
but you
same
do know this
people.
Islam and this culture came from the Sahel. You
It
do know
came
it's a
from Middle
Sahelian
East,
thing.
actually.
From where?
Again, I'm
No,
not
no, no.
saying
I
that
mean,
it's
in Africa, not it came from the
okay,
Middle
because
East,
I'm
but in
like,
It's
Africa.
it came from
Sahelian.
Middle East. No,
It's
I don't think
Sahelian.
you're
No,
talking
no,
about the
no.
same thing.
Middle East,
It is
then you
not that
filter to
I'm
the
saying that it
Sahel
Of
did not
part.
course,
come
of
from
course,
this,
yeah.
that.
But
It could.
it didn't just come to West Africa.
You know what, you're not.
Mali,
Anyway.
Niger,
No,
Burkina
no, no.
Faso,
Tiara,
a bit of Ghana.
don't do that. I really want to understand
You
your
don't want to
crux
understand
of.
it. I'm
I
tired of
do
explaining
really.
it. Because
No,
I'm tired of explaining that, like, even the way because forget Islam, the way the South practice Christianity is very, very different from how they practice Christianity in Ghana. So if we're going
Tiara, don't freeze. Oh.
very different from the way Nigeria South
Okay.
practice Christianity, is very different from the way Benin, that is next to you, practice Christianity. It is not a function of, oh, because you came from one place directly, like this, everybody will take the religion and then they will have the same behavior and their culture will all of a sudden merge and it will become one beautiful thing. They're not the same people. Not
But
the same people.
can we put
It's
religion
like
aside for a
Tiara, it's
second?
like we ate the same lunch today. What's going on? This is unlike us.
It's very
Hold
unlike
on.
also.
I'm trying to boil down what you people are saying. Take pause religion. Pause religion. Remove religion.
Mhm.
What about the normal everyday life of the people?
The
Which
normal
is
everyday life
culture.
of the
So
people
that's
is
culture.
culture and religion.
And
Your everyday life
you're
is the
saying
two
that
things combined.
what I understand from what you're saying is that based on their culture, their everyday life, to hell with
Education.
math and technology
No, you're
and
not listening. I
science.
must say, the honest truth is that they would be doing math and they'll be doing science. It would just not be in a way that encourages the thinking that the way the
So
West,
so
like how will I
you
put it?
have
Let me
been
explain. Let me
there.
explain.
You
Hold
have
on.
been there. So
Hold on.
explain it to
Hold on.
us.
Let me explain. Let me explain it.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
explain
all.
it. Now I'm trying to learn East Asian educational system and their syllabus. Like I'm learning from China and Singapore for some funny reasons, right? The way they approach education, I think the way they approach education and the character development in the education that is from Asia is very, 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 very different from what I learned from the UK and from North America. Because first and foremost, education starts at 1 or 2. You are independent at 1 or 2. The way, like a lot of the things that make you is not just in the 1 plus 1 is 2. Even the 1 plus 1 is 2 is very different. I'm saying that you're assuming that these people don't know what 1 plus 1 is, or they're not doing mathematics, or they don't know what differential equation is because you are expecting them to have a degree in Western education. It's like
No,
expecting a Chinese man to
To
come and be
speak
doing
good English.
differentiation the
no,
way the UK people are doing
no. So
differentiation.
you've strawmanned what my argument. My argument is I'm not expecting them to have a Western degree.
No, but that's why
But
you are
I'm
saying they're not
expecting
educated,
you
No.
or
see
they're
what I'm
not doing
saying.
mathematics of
I'm
STEM
saying
the way that you
no,
expect it to be done.
no.
Do
I'm
you
saying
know?
No, if
Okay,
they're
education
educated, you
in
see
they
different
whatever
put
way,
results.
it
That's
in
what
the
we're
in
saying.
products
whatever
they
way
have.
that you want to choose to be educated, the fact
Mhm.
that you have been educated at 1 + 1 is 2, so that if life asks you the question, what is 1 + 1?
Mhm.
Even if I was educated in Western land or you were educated in Islam, we'll still say 2.
No, you won't
They
say.
Exactly.
So
That's
not
my point.
saying
That's what I'm
no.
trying to say. No,
Their
no, hold
So
on,
culture
hold
is
on.
the
Yeah,
results
yeah,
of their culture is not
you are
saying
very correct. Thank you very much for this beautiful question. I love it. 1 + 1 is only 2 in Western education. By the way, by the fucking way, 1 + 1 is only 2 in Western education. 1 + 1
that's
in what
crazy.
base? I'm not joking. People use
That's
different base. It's only Western
crazy.
education that use base 10 to be doing 1 + 1. Let's just
That's
be clear first and
crazy.
foremost. By the way, you have to be thinking of what base these people's culture are in to even say that 1 + 1 is true.
That's
Let's just be
crazy,
clear.
man.
Okay. Thank
Oh
you for
boy.
coming to my TED
If you're
talk.
saying,
No.
for me,
Wow.
right, it's not when you say Western education is a good thing. You cited the Eastern Asia.
Aisha. Mhm.
It's a good thing you cited Asia. Look at the development. Do they need to speak English?
I'm like, who cares about English? I didn't say
That's
anything
what I'm
about
saying.
English. You think
Do
about
they
English? Let me
need?
No,
see.
he's
Okay,
saying that they
do,
learned
do,
whatever they learned in their
in
own
what in
whatever
language.
they
whatever
learned,
whatever
It's
they
we
not
learn,
can
a
you can
see the
language
see
results.
the
problem.
results. You can see the
Okay,
results.
you know what? Let's go
That
with
is
that.
it. No,
Because
you
this
can
thing
see
that
the
you come again,
results.
hold on.
So
We can
if
look at
no
the
no
result
wait
of
wait wait
China.
wait, I
Let's go
allowed you
back
speak.
and look
I
at the
allowed you
result of
speak. Hold up.
China. Oh, yeah,
I
finish
allowed you
now.
speak. Yeah, you can see the
Finish.
result. If you want to learn in whatever sort you call education, because education, whether you learn it in Greek, whether you learn it in whatever, it is education. It is supposed to uplift and make your society more productive. We look at the north and all you see is what you see. How do you say that is a society that is progressing? You look at Asia, they had wars, and that's what you want to bring, whatever. In less than
I don't want
50
to do that.
years, oh, fantastic. So in less than 50 years, look at what China has achieved. Look at what
Do you know
Asia
what China
actually has
can achieve
achieved.
that thing in 50 years?
What, for whatever reason.
Because again, if you think about traditional Chinese, it is not that again, education, the way you are thinking about education for
How am
production
I
is the
thinking about
capitalist education.
education?
Calm down
No, how
first
am I
and
thinking
breathe.
about
Okay, you know what?
education?
It's
He
Let
calm
her
down.
land.
She let her
But
land.
I
Let you
was
speak.
speaking and okay,
Go
go
on.
ahead. Fantastic. Go ahead.
finish.
No, no,
No,
go
no,
ahead. Go ahead.
finish.
He has
See,
finished.
the
Tiara, go
way
ahead.
we're doing education in westernized education to improve production is a capitalist way of doing education. The purpose of education was to create people that were going to be cogs to improve productivity. That's education that you're talking about. So, now capitalism bring up. No be say naturally that's what education they do in the past. That's not how education was in the past. Education was more you're interested, this is what you're interested in, you go and do it and learn it, and it's not even in a way to make the society productive.
Really?
So yeah,
What
no,
was
it
it for?
wasn't in
What was
any
it
way.
for
I
then?
would
What
like
was
to
it
know
for?
that.
I don't agree
You want
because
it to
What
make
was
the
it
country,
for?
make the
China
We
society
haven't
What
heard.
was
China
productive.
education
China was
for?
socialist and communist. China was socialist and communist for the beginning of what we are seeing today. It was just in the last 2 decades or so that they
No, no,
became
but
Thank you.
what was education
capitalist.
for?
And
What was
that's why
education
their
for?
country has improved significantly. That's exactly what I'm
So what's
saying.
education
That
for?
if you, my dear, I don't know. I don't know. The reason why
Okay,
China
Well,
can develop
stalemate.
the way it
a
can
new
be
okay.
developing is because they have switched from educating people in the way that they originally traditionally used to educate people, and they are moving towards more of a capitalist system. Every country that moves from a system that is traditionally theirs to a new system because there is a new world will definitely like how is this?
No, you know
There
why I
will
don't
be more
agree. Why
production.
why I don't
Singapore
agree with
is the
what you
way it
just
is
said.
because
Why I don't agree with what you just said is Chinese when they were communist China
mm,
still still researched and developed a rocket system when the West was developing. It just wasn't as popular. So
mm.
whatever math they were in Chinese that they figured out and they
And for
were
crying out
educating
loud,
themselves
China
in,
has their
it
own
still
aircraft. They
worked.
make
My
their
point
own
is
aircrafts.
you when you educate yourself, A bricklayer will still learn how to bricklay. A
Yeah.
a builder will still learn how to build. Like
Mhm.
everybody will still learn what they need, it doesn't matter
Society will
how you were
thrive.
educated.
It will
It
uplift
will
the society. You will
advance.
see it
Yes.
in how the society is run in their everyday. The bricklayers, you will see that, oh, this bricklayers here, when they put down a structure, that structure, you'll see it. When the road builders put down that road, it's how it's supposed to be how that way is. You would see the society advancing. They may not be US, it might not be a capitalist, but you'll see it. And that is what we're not seeing in the subject
Of
matter
course.
that we're
Ah, okay.
discussing.
Brotherly,
Honest.
the thing is that their values make it that all these things we are saying,
Bro, don't
they
even
Because
come
come
now
at
you
to
this
if I
and
had
say
did
your
Tesla.
that
values.
woman,
for
Which
them.
one?
how did that
Wait,
woman say, only
I
that
do
I
you
don't
want to
get my
have
gun.
no? You say values.
I see.
Do you want to have clean drinking water or do you want to be drinking from the well?
My
Now
brother,
you
I
want
want no,
drinking
I want
water.
to go
Don't
to
be now
Oh,
heaven. I
you.
want to go to
I want to
I
go to
Aljana.
a
see. Okay.
water.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Now
want
you
to
No,
go
want
to
drinking
heaven
I
water.
first
I finally
fantastic.
get
before
Oh,
what
all
Tiara
that.
is
Yes, I
saying.
I
might suffer
see.
on earth, but I go to heaven.
Let me give
I
you
think
context then.
I think
Yeah.
that's
If
Do
really
you
you
understand?
ride
tapping.
bike in the north, like you jump on bike in the north and you say, oh, you're going, and you're telling the guy, slow down, slow down, slow down, he'll be like, see, in this life, whether you die or you don't die, it's not in my hand. Like, if you are meant to die, whether or not I drive speed or don't drive speed, you are going to die. That's the belief. It's like, oh, if God has given you life, God will collect the
So
life
we
whenever God wants to collect
exactly.
that
So
life.
when you come to
It's not a,
terms
oh,
with
medicine.
this
It's
this
concern.
outlook, this world vision that they have, you're able to better understand them and deal with them. So
I want to
if
ask a question.
ask
This in quote fatalistic way of thinking, is it
statistic.
specific in quote, is it specific to all strata of people up north?
Mhm.
Like all economic strata?
I
There,
make a yes say Rabu.
and I
Yes.
don't
Now so
know.
Rabu they
I
believe
don't
in
know.
you.
But
Do you
I
say
can tell
yes?
Yes.
you.
Yes.
No, I said oh, she said yes. I said
No,
I
I'm saying
don't know.
yes.
I
Because,
don't know.
well, if you people really consider me Nepo, you would think that all my friends are Nepo. Let's just be clear that except you want to remove me from the Nepo list now, let's remove me.
Nobody is
But if
removing
you
you, I
From
consider,
beg.
Nepopolis.
yeah,
From
if you leave
Nepopolis.
me in Nepo, you would assume that majority of my friends are also Nepo,
Mm-hmm,
right? So they're elites,
mm-hmm,
for lack of a
mm-hmm.
better word. That's exactly how they believe. Is the mentality today? That's how they think it. If you tell my friend now that you know what, we see this pregnancy used to be doing it, she'll be like, "Ah, yeah, cow, ah, yeah, mama too." That's the answer she will give me. By the way,
What does
she
that
have
mean?
faith
What
that
does
God
that
has
mean?
given,
He
God has
gives and
taken.
he takes.
He gives and he
Yes.
takes. That's what she will answer me with. So you'll be like, oh, be careful, don't do this one, do blood test, let's know your genotype. She'll be like, what's what you're saying? My neighbor is a doctor, her mom is a doctor, Hanifa, is a doctor. This girl, the time she got her first period when we're 13, we are climbing tree and came down. Their father was like, oh, by the way, your husband is outside. Do you have a problem? Her mother is a doctor. Her father is also educated. Her brother has, like, all of them are in the medical career. Let's just be clear. They are
Mm.
married. She's married and she gave birth to her first son, Abdul, when we were 14. Like, I can't even begin to tell my parents I have boyfriend at 14. Our father brought husband. So when you're telling me that, oh, it's a certain class of people, then don't be deceiving yourself. Oh, they're
Mm-hmm.
not well.
Mm-hmm.
When I
Mm-hmm.
was 13,
Mm-hmm.
governors used to come and toast me
Say they are
at
not well.
13.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay,
yeah,
we
and
assuming
so
that
these
it's
things
a
will help
Uh,
you understand
Oh
Nigeria
boy.
better. That it will
Oh
help you
boy.
understand Nigeria better and deal with Nigeria and know that Nigeria is not going to progress as one whole block.
yes.
Some things are not going to happen like that. There's a
In
there's
other
there,
words, in other words, what you guys are telling me, what you guys are saying is that these guys, there's a cultural block that
there's a
affects there's a
there
cultural
they are
block that
not.
affects them educating themselves.
But she just told you that a doctor and his family of educated people who are in the medical field
Acted a
had
certain way.
values and acted a certain way
But
based
that's
on
just marriage
religion,
now. That's
which
not
is
marriage.
No,
yeah,
no,
What do
oh,
you
Peter is
mean
just
that's not
for
married.
what
marriage?
do what do you mean by
everything,
that's just
At
marriage?
for
14,
At
no,
everything,
no,
13,
that's hard.
14?
for everything. Okay,
Bro,
so
how
why
can you say
is
that's just
I give you
marriage?
an example, and this is my own personal decision. Why
why I
is
said that's
why
not
is
marriage, that
VVF?
she's a
Why is
doctor. She's a
Versiclo?
freaking doctor.
Yes, so with all the educated
Yeah, she's
people there, why
educated
is
now. How?
VVF so common up north?
Up north, if that person can give away their own child at 14,
Yeah, as
will that person not support the 1,500
Mhm.
mass work? That's the okay.
No, no, no. Anyway, I think we flogged
It's not like
this
they were
guy
educated. They were
into the
educated
dust.
only in
But
Nigeria. They went to Cyprus. They went to Saudi Arabia. Like it's not only a Nigerian degree that this family holds, by the way. So they're not poor by any means. Like
mm-hmm.
nobody did first
So
degree in
now you they
Nigeria.
talk your own,
Now you they talk your own. They talk say
My
education.
own
I don't have
take is
In
that
education.
fact, they
They dey-
despise you for daring to question their religion and their values.
well,
Nobody's questioning
culture
their
is
religion and values. I'm
You
just
are
saying
now by saying that why should they go and marry 1,500
a
no.
when they
thousand
are
five
doing
I'm
what is
hundred
no,
per
right
no,
by
no, no,
person.
no,
God?
no, 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 no. That you guys have
Because
gotten everything I was saying wrong.
you're saying you are saying, okay, why not focus on education? Because you have
Hmm.
so much poverty and education. Why is this
Hmm.
important to you? But I'm saying that they will tell you that this is more important to us because of where we our destination is than any education or wealth or um, lack
Mhm.
of poverty and all that. Do you understand? Supremo is your road.
No be angry. Yeah, no be angry. It's
Angry
just
at
how it
what
is. You
now?
should not be angry. That's just how it is.
Angry
Now,
at
so it's
King.
the truth. It's the truth.
Sorry.
We are
Sorry.
educated every day. We come to
Sorry.
learn.
Every day is a school
Oh,
I'm a,
day.
I swear we're
Yeah.
educated every day.
We'll be back in like